Wait, don't skip this video. This is my part 2 of the Maricon Gospel. Alright, well, among other topic from my last video, I am gonna start off where I dropped off about the trickster brothers. Alright, about Jacob and Esau, representation of Roman Israel, Roman being the masculine and Israel being the feminine, the motherland. Alright, and the fatherland, the patriarchs all came from both sides, in my opinion. Right, now to cut off the female Messiah, who I believe to be Joanna, that the Bible speaks about, because Jacob was actually a female. Alright, now Jesus Christ would have been a female, but because of the patriarch of Constantine, and not only just him but a few other Jewish Messianic believers, or Hebrew Israelite, they put up the patriarch instead of Julius Caesar, so they came up to Jesus Christ as in the political religious Messiah in the world order, one world religion, one world order in political system, and Jesus the Great, Jesus the Good in the Maricon says the kingdom of God is not of this world. Right, so back to the trickster brothers. Jesus Christ, like as I just mentioned, the political Messiah, the King of King, who is Julius Caesar, and you got Jesus Bar Abba. Bar means son, Abba means the father, but there's also the word mother within the word Abba. Ab, father, Ba, mother. Alright, now Jesus Bar Abba, Bar son, S-O-N, is also S-U-N, the Son of the Father. In other words, the light. So Jesus the Good is light, but invisible spirit. Now Jesus Barabbas is not a real person, it's more like a title. It might have been someone else. If it is the real person, then sorry for being wrong. I'll rectify my mistake there. But if Jesus was real, Jesus Barabbas was real in the human flesh, but it's not him, the human flesh, is it? Because it's part of the trickster brother. Jesus the Good, or shall I say the monad, is actually or shall I say Abba the Good, because Jesus is the Father. Alright, the monad, the invisible spirit that descended out of the heavens. But with the Constantine and with this rise of Roman Catholicism and Orthodox religion, the Council of Constantine, of Council of Nicaea, shall I say, rose up the arguments and debates over a doctrine of who Jesus is. So they came up with Jesus Christ as in Julius Caesar, sorry. So they make their own Son of God, but because they're involved in the political movement, they're going to come up with all the pantheons to be coded in within the Gospels as well as the Old Testament. Why do you think Julius Caesar is well known by the Jews and respected by the Jews? It's because he's Roman, and Jews made their allegiance with the Rome, according to throughout the scriptures. Because the Romans are the Jews, and the Jews are the Romans. Look at Alexander the Great. Julius Caesar was a Roman Empire, who the Pharisees and Sadducees accept as the king. Alright? So, now the Hebrew Bible and being attached to the New Testament, Constantine and the Council, all that, the Council of Nicaea had an agenda. They see God of the Old Testament being the same God as the New Testament, in which Jesus says, you cannot put old wine in with the new, or else the bottle will burst. If you put mixture of old wine and new wine together in a bottle, right, it's gonna burst. And in the book of Revelation, Jesus will spew out his mouth. Alright? But new wines into new bottles, therefore preserves. The old, let the dead bury the dead, in the words of Jesus. Alright? Now, Jesus brought Abba, I believe that the Spirit, Isa, the real good shepherd, Jesus the good, as he's originally known as the Spirit descended out of the heavens, entered within Jesus bar Abba. Okay? In the Mesopotamian cultures, there's Sumerian. Okay? You got the Sky Father Anu, and you got the Trickster brothers of Anki and Inlo. Anki is supposed to be the good guy, and Inlo's supposed to be the bad guy. But you know what? These brothers switch. They are dualistic, both good and evil. So this Jesus Christ, called Julius Caesar, is dualistic. And now we're all dualistic in our nature. We have light and dark within us. Alright? So these Roman Catholics, Church, and Orthodox religion wanted a dualistic religion. They wanted the old and the new. Now, get that. This is because they didn't get their way. But the truth is, Jesus says you cannot put old wine in with the new. Because he is light, and in him there's no darkness, according to Apostle John. I like the Gospel of John. It makes more sense to me than the other Gospels. All the Gospel with their birth narrative of the Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke, they put the birth narrative in to fit with their agenda to make Jesus the Christ, or Jesus the good, as in Jesus the Christ, the demigod. Alright? They did that for a reason. Because it was about Zionism, a political religious movement. Now I'm just going to read to you a New testAMENtum, testAMENtum. I want to call it. It's the Masonite Church of Jesus, and not the Christ. Alright. Maricon Sinope. Marcion was a bishop and a wealthy shop owner of Sinope, the chief port of Pontus on the southern shore of the Black Sea. He was a son of the bishop Philologus of Sinope, one of the 70 disciples and companionship of Apostle Paul. It has been estimated that Marcion was born around 70 CE. He began his ministry in Asia Minor as a disciple of Apostle John around 100 CE. Now I'm going to read the next in my next video, but basically it's one gospel, one heart chakra. Jesus the good is not known as Jesus anymore. It's Father, Mother, enters within us. This kingdom goes within. I'm going to start on my part 3 in my next video. See you guys later.